Hi everyone, I'm Alex with Glass Factory, and today we have Americo of the iconic Boombox Cartel here with us today. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
It's been 4 years since the release of Cartel. How long did it take for Cartel II to be completed in full from beginning to end?
Well, it really took 4 years to complete, but the fundamentals were done maybe 2.5 years. Like it took 2.5 years to get the fundamentals done. Um, it was like pretty much making 15 to 20 ideas and then playing them out, seeing what best fits with what, and uh, I just ended up picking the best group of songs that kind of represented this project, and that's what took the longest to kind of understand what the vibe was. I think that's what it was. And then also with COVID, just added another year to everything. Um,
Yeah, yeah, I hear that.
yeah,
So it's been in the making for a while.
yeah, it's been in the making for a while. Yeah, mostly, not just in the making. It's most of like picking the ideas and just waiting for obviously all the other the label all that other stuff, the boring part to kind of catch up with it. So yeah, it was a long 4 years, 100%.
Did you notice any change in like the project's sound throughout quarantine?
That's what I was concerned about. I didn't want to make something that was gonna expire like in the next year, or something that was gonna just kind of sound like irrelevant after. So that was like another part why it took so long, because I wanted the songs to kind of age just enough to kind of, hey, if I put this out today, if I put this out 2 years from today, it's still gonna sound relevant, or still gonna hit. So I didn't really notice it change. That I still got goosebumps from listening to these songs, throughout the years. So it still work to me right now. So yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I mean, the project came out awesome. I listened to it several times all the way through already, and it's definitely really cool follow up from Cartel. That you definitely were kind of one of the artists that have popularized slash paved the way with like EDM and hip hop crossovers. And so I'm kind of wondering, like, why did you decide to incorporate hip hop with EDM? Where did your love for hip hop come from? And then if you want to, also, I feel like there's a lot of worldly elements in your music.
Oh
I'd
yeah.
love to hear more about that. Yeah.
Well, the genre originally, I guess maybe back in 2011 or 2012, whenever it was always a hip hop influence. It was always the Southern hip hop music influence, and that's where it all came from. Like we pretty much borrowed those sounds. So, me growing up in South Texas, growing up in Mexico, that was the only thing to do. Just either go full hip hop Southern and full percussive like Latin influences, and just stick with it, and just stick with that since the beginning. And right now you're seeing like this JID feature, you're seeing like Fatal Attraction, and it's not me trying to like invade something else. It's just me sticking to what it's always been, me sticking to where it came from. That's about it.
You're from Mexico, right? Monterrey?
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. My whole family's here, so I'm just visiting family.
Oh, amazing.
It's beautiful here.
Do you feel like your move from Mexico to the States changed your sound or creative process at all?
100%. The music industry in Mexico isn't like professionalized, or it isn't really taken seriously. So I really matured by going to the States, like with my influence in Mexico and what I've learned in Mexico, how I've just implemented my roots with the American professionalism, and like, oh, this is a scene, like this exists. This is like career. This is I think I went I like I doubled down when I moved to the States, because if I stayed in Mexico, it would have just probably been like a hobby. So I met like-minded people in the US where like, hey, they were battling every day to try to make this their like dream job, and I didn't feel left out. Here in Mexico, you kind of do a little bit because a lot of people do this as a luxury, or they do this just to DJ because it's cool. But not many people focus on the production. Not many people focus on like the deeper stuff. So me moving to the States really helped me solidify the vision and the whole route for Boombox. So I'm really thankful for that, especially moving, I started Boombox with Jorge back in Minneapolis. Minneapolis has such a unique EDM like bubble. They're in this crazy world where it's the underground of the underground. It's I want to highlight that. I want to shout them out. Midwest has a lot of obscure underground music. Maybe because it's really cold and dark. Because it's like really cold and dark and like kind of depressing in a good way. But I think that really helped me out a lot. I'm really thankful for that.
How do you remain focused on your sound as you've like grown throughout the years?
Yeah, like how to stay consistent, or like how to like not change the sound of Boombox.
But not get like bored with what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's so easy to just be like, damn, this house song is popping off. Like, let me make a quick house song and then just do it. But I don't know. I think it's in the long term, if you stick to what Boombox is, or you stick to whatever your sound is, the fans are happy. The fans want more, and you keep delivering something in that vibe, and it's more rewarding because when you keep releasing songs that sound like Boombox, the fans just get truer and truer, and they'll back you up. They'll always support you. Because if you're inconsistent and if you're all over the place, it's really cool in the moment. You'll get a lot of hype like right away. But what are you known for? Like, what are people going to buy tickets for? What are people going to show up to your shows for? So I think it's just creating a little planet, which makes it like really, really, really easy.
Yeah. So then to contrast that a little bit, for people that have a very specific sound and then maybe feel like they're in a rut, like trying to branch out, but then not totally change what they're doing, what advice would you give to somebody who's trying to do something different, but not break their branding / their sound? You know what I mean?
I mean, when you're starting off, I think that's really important to do everything. Mm-hmm. And because if you're good at everything, go for it. Do everything right now. And if something sticks, like the fans will let you know for sure. The fans will let you know right away what they want, and then you're just gonna keep doing that. And if you do it again successfully, then that's it. That's the route you're gonna have to take. But don't do something you don't want to do, because what if that blows up and then you're stuck with that forever, and you're gonna have to do that.
Yeah, that's great advice.
Yeah, because it's really cool. It's kind of like selling your soul. You're saying like, yo, I'm gonna do this, and just for fun, ha ha ha. Like, let's see if it does well. Maybe it does well, and then you're stuck with it. You're gonna have to do that.
Yeah, it's like might as well have gotten popular in another genre and then just flipped when you can or something. You know what I mean? Like the same principle. So on tracks like Fatal Attraction, you feature up and coming Reese LaFleur. What do you look from artists when arranging a collaboration?
That they're just open to work. Like, it's the hardest part is to get someone that's down, first off, because they have their own vision, they have their own thing, they have their own this and that, and that's the most important part. Just having someone that's just down, that's gonna trust you, especially if it's a rapper, if it's a singer, the thing you need the most is trust. And after that, it's like that's the best thing you could get from them, because they let you. I don't know how to say it, but if you work with someone that's like really closed-minded, they're gonna want like just do this, don't do all that EDM stuff, don't do this, don't do that, and just limits you. So all the people that I've worked with have let me be I want and right down. experiment, because like Moon Love was an experiment. That was a huge experiment. And Nestle, who I worked with, that's his biggest song. And he's like, man, I had no clue like what this could be. So that's the most important part.
What was it like to collaborate with Jid for his feature on Reaper?
With Jid, it was so sick. Let me just hop off really quick. It was so sick because what was cool about Jid was that I was a fan since day one. Like I was like a Jid fan, hardcore Jid fan since day one. And I had this like ID that I didn't want to just release by itself. I didn't just want to put it out. Just like it felt empty, it felt incomplete. So I hit him up, and I was like, man, this is like, I just want to give it a shot. Like, what's up? And I hit him up 2 times on Instagram. He was like, you know what, man, let's give it a shot, whatever. So he came by the studio, just recorded it. It was like so quick and easy. He was so down. He was like, yeah, man, we'll have our people talk, and whatever happens, happens. And then I put his vocals on the track, and then I dropped it. I sent him a video, and he just couldn't believe it. He was just so open, so down for it. And yeah, it was one of the easier collabs I've ever done. I've worked with other artists that you think they would be so down, and they're so new to the industry, or they're so like, they're so hungry. I've worked with people like that, but it's been, I've dealt with nightmares from way smaller people than I have with like someone like Jid. He's just down. He's just the coolest person ever.
Yeah. Then to wrap up the interview, what should fans keep an eye out for the rest of 2021?
Well, what they could keep an eye out is I'm going to be announcing a tour soon. And also I'm going to be putting on some of my favorite artists. That's all I could say. I'm going to be supporting these artists that I just really, really like. And we're just going to create a whole storm. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to bring them on tour. And if people might not know about them, might not know of them, but I'm going to bring them on tour. So I'm really excited. I'm super excited for the end of this year. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Americo, for joining us today. It's been such a pleasure to have you.
Thank you so much for your time, and I'm here whatever you guys need.